Yo, what is up, Crockxen clan members and others who have stumbled upon this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen, bringing you guys another Legend of Korra episode review. Today we're doing episode 3, which came out like about half an hour ago. So exciting! This show is getting freaking crazy, like just crazy. If everybody remembers, episode 2 ended with basically the invasion of the North. Freaking North comes in and invades the South. That's basically how it started. The North is freaking abusing their power, man. Like they came in and like the South people were like, whoa, whoa, like they're like looking, they're just standing there looking at this coming, all these people coming in. All of a sudden, like, hey, get back in your homes, like. What the heck? And all of a sudden you just see like two waterbenders go in like, whoa, make like a barrier and separate them. So I walk through them like, whoa, dude, what are you doing? It was, whoa. And then not only did they do that, they freaking closed off the South. Like they started building up ice walls around the South to basically stop people from leaving and people from coming in. They're literally separating everybody. And then, back in Tenzin, with Tenzin in the south, the southern air temple, he was talking to his siblings, right? And then Iki disappeared, just out of nowhere. She's gone, bye-bye, like, we have no idea where she's at. And we find out that Aang had a favorite. I was not expecting that, like, apparently, Tenzin was remembering like all the vacations that he went with, Aang, and then apparently, his brothers weren't a part of it. Like Kira and Bumi weren't not involved in these vacations. Like it was all Aang and Tenzin. They were always together, but apparently Kira and Bumi were not as special or something like that. That's what was being portrayed. So then they ended up having to go out to find Iki, and then they goes back to the South Pole, and then like it's a freaking like meeting of like the people in town. They're all like fighting for their freedom, they're going off how they're gonna fight for their freedom and stuff like that. And I'm like, whoa, that's freaking. They literally said there was gonna be a civil war. I was like, whoa, let's calm down here. And then as like a side story, you have Bolin, who's kind of like in this torture, this self-torture, because he wants to break up with Desna, which is Korra's cousin, and he can't do it because, I don't know, like he's too much of a chicken. So he goes ask Mako for advice, and then the weird thing is that, Mako's like, hey, you gotta treat relationships like a leech. Like if it starts getting bad, you just gotta rip it out, just rip it out. It's like, okay, excuse me, and then Bolin's like, oh, you're great. I'm so glad you are like such a good heartbreaker with women. And I'm like, whoa, nickname for Mako the Heartbreaker. That's actually gonna be the title for this video. That was kind of cool. Like it was funny. It was a funny moment. And then so he's having trouble with breaking up with her. So all this talk of, the war, it takes a kind of a break. And then, we go back to trying to find Iki in the wild. And then, they're like searching, and then like they find footprints, and then Bumi being Bumi, kind of being like the joke of the group, decides to go down like a waterfall. There's like these rocks. They're like towers, and he's trying to jump down to get to the bottom because it's going to be faster. And so he goes off to tell them, hey, if I, because Kia and Tenzin are like, hey, what are you doing? Stop that. It's dangerous. And they're like, well, if I can do it, you benders can do it too. And then we find out Kia's a waterbender. Like, I kind of expected it because she kind of looks like a waterbender. So, but we got to confirm. She's a waterbender. She waterbended herself down, and you had Tenzin going down like in a hurricane type of deal. And they make it down before him. And then Boomy, kind of angry. He's like, and, like, because they're kind of making fun of him. And so he falls down. It's kind of mean to be laughing at that, but it was funny. He fell down in the way. It was weird. And then we go back to the South Pole, and Unalaq is being kidnapped by like rebels, and then Korra is scared because her mom told her all about like these rebels and how they had asked her dad to be part of it. And so when she showed up, one guy kind of looked like, they were wearing masks, and I guess he was built exactly like Korra's dad. So she was scared. Now, she she fought them, but she didn't fight them. So she was doing some acrobatic shit going on, like jumping all over the place, making like twists and turns, and like she freaking used airbending in like a cool way. Like she got this tarp, and she grabbed two of the guys in it, and then she used airbending to in the tarp around them, and then she goes out and like ties up the other two, and then she goes chasing after the guy that looks like her dad, who has Unalaq in his shoulder, and then she's like, "Dad, stop it!" And he drives off in like the snowmobile, and then she like freaking turns the snowmobile with ice bending or water bending, but turns into snow. Makes him turn. She falls, and then she goes over there like, "Dad, what are you doing?" And rips off his mask, shows up. It's not his dad. It's not her dad. And then so she I guess she feels relieved. Unalaq like goes off to send them all to freeze in prison. And Korra's like, whoa, why don't we, give them a trial? Every waterbender, every member of the tribe deserves a trial. And she's like, okay, well, if that's the wish of the Avatar, I guess we can do it. And then we skip back to, Tenzin and them. They're freaking fighting over here, because Kia is, like, healing Boomy with, like, waterbending, kind of like Katara used to do. And then, he's, like, they're kind of, I guess, poking at his reasonings, because he's the oldest, or he's the eldest of all three, and he acts the most immature. And so they're basically telling him all this stuff because he's the only non-bender of the three. So, and then they start arguing and this and that, and then like he's saying, "Oh, you guys suck because of this and that," and then they start yelling at Tenzin because he was the favorite just because he's an airbender, and they start arguing about how they don't have responsibilities, and then Tenzin's like throwing a tangent because he's like, "Well, I'm over here trying to basically make a legacy, trying to keep the airbenders alive," and then like freaking Kia goes off to her, "Well, I'm the one that freaking took care of Mom when Dad died because I sacrificed everything to move to the South Pole to take care of her when you guys did." And it was like the weirdest fight ever, but I like the interaction because we get to see this. Like, we haven't seen this side of Tenzin where he's like kind of in this turmoil with somebody who's supposed to be close to him. It's freaking, I like it. I like this interaction between the three, and I hope we see more of it, and it develops over and over to the point where we actually get to see them like kind of make up and forget the past. I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool though. I do like that interaction, and then we finish. Like they freaking leave. Like Boomy and Kia leave, and then Tenzin goes off to find to continue looking for Iki, and the other two are supposed to go back to the temple and see if she's over there. And then after that kind of stops, we skip over back to the South Pole, and then Korra comes into her parents' house, and like her dad is sitting there eating breakfast with her mom, and then she comes in crying, hugging her dad, saying how she's happy that she wasn't there because she didn't know what she was gonna do. And it ends, okay, serious, this series is freaking crazy. It ends with Unalaq coming in with two soldiers saying that her parents are arrested for supposedly being involved with, like, conspiracy to assassinate him. I'm like, what is this? They literally are in there. They weren't even involved. Like, yeah, he was asked to join, but refused to join. That's basically what it was. He refused to join because even though he has his controversy with his brother, he doesn't want to hurt him. You know, that's the kind of guy. You know, I forget his name. I'll remember it. I think it's Tonrak or something like that. But yeah, freaking crazy. Unalaq, I don't trust you. That's the way it's gonna stay. So yeah, I guess that's it for this episode. I am really liking this series though. I am really enjoying it. Book 2, you are going places. You are going places. This whole takeover stuff is actually pretty cool because it reminds me of the Fire Nation. That's literally the same concept, except it wasn't the whole, oh, we gotta protect the world from the spirits. It was more like, oh, we gotta share our wealth and make people join us. This is basically what this guy's doing, except in a different format, like with a different set of like reasons. It's still the same thing the Fire Nation was trying to do. I don't know. We'll see where this goes. Korra is like in this middle turmoil, and I can't wait to see where this goes. So that's it for this episode review. Thanks again for watching. Leave down below what you think of this episode. What are your thoughts on Unalaq? Because so far, I don't like the guy. That's just plain and simple. I don't like the guy. And I love the interaction with Tenzin and his siblings. So, you know, let me know down below what you guys think of that. And that's it for this review. So I guess I'll catch you guys in some later video. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.